6 online support program, class 9, week 11, lesson 11, subject biology. Textbook biology, page number from 130 to 131, unit 7, bioenergetics, topic respiration. Resources required, biology textbook. Objectives. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to revise respiration and types of respiration and its description, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. As you all know about the respiration, in simple words we define respiration as the intake of oxygen and the outtake of the carbon dioxide. But different processes are carried out in the living organism, right? So they also produced some energy with the intake of the oxygen and release carbon dioxide from oxidation of complex organic substances. This is actually called respiration. Now, organism utilizes oxygen for the breakdown of the CH bonds present in food in their cells. This breakdown yields energy which is transformed into ATP. It means the food that we are eating, it contains the CH bonding because our food mostly consists of glucose, starches and carbohydrate, and in turn these things contain the CH bonding. So this CH bonding has to be broken down, and they are broken down with the help of the oxygen that we take in. When the CH bonds are broken down, so this breaking yields energy, and then this energy is transformed into ATP. During this process, the CH bonds are broken by oxidation reduction reactions and carbon dioxide and water are produced. As we have discussed in our previous lecture about the oxidation reduction reactions. Actually, oxidation reduction reactions are also called the redox reaction, which involves the gain of the hydrogen and the loss of the oxygen. So, actually, these CH bonds are broken down with the help of the oxidation reduction reactions, and in turn at the end carbon dioxide and water are produced. Now this all process that is carried out, the intake of the oxygen, the breaking down of the CH bonding and the outtake of the carbon dioxide and the production of the water, this all process is called as cellular respiration. As the cellular energy, this is the cellular energy yielding process, and the cellular energy yielding process is known as cellular respiration. Now aerobic respiration. Before going into the aerobic respiration, first of all I'll tell you that respiration consists of two types. It is having two types, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. As you all are familiar with the aerobic respiration, aerobic means in the presence of the oxygen. The respiration that is carried out in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. As take the example of yourself, we are respiring aerobically because we are respiring in the presence of the oxygen. The cellular respiration occurring in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. In the presence of oxygen, complete oxidation of the glucose occurs with maximum release of energy. Now, aerobic respiration actually it is based on two phases. In first phase, the complete oxidation of the glucose take place, or you can say the complete breakdown of the glucose molecule take place. When the glucose molecules are completely broken down in the presence of oxygen, so a maximum amount of energy will be produced or it will be released. Energy is in the form of ATP, and about 36 ATP of energy is released. So the first phase of the aerobic respiration is the oxidation of the glucose molecule, but the complete oxidation. So as the glucose molecules are completely broken down, so it will give us the product of the two molecules of the pyruvic acid. The formula of the pyruvic acid is 3C. So we will be getting 2,3C at the end. So in the first phase, In aerobic respiration, the glucose molecule means C6H12O6. It will be completely broken down into two molecules of the pyruvic acid. Now, in second phase, what happened? The pyruvic acid that is formed in the first phase, it will be completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. As the end product of the aerobic respiration is the carbon dioxide and the water, and with the released of energy. So the overall reaction is as follow. You can see the glucose molecule combined with the oxygen or in the presence of the oxygen. 6 carbon dioxide molecule will be formed with 6 water molecule plus with the release of the energy. So I'll give you a short summary that aerobic respiration actually take place in the presence of the oxygen. It is based on the two phases. In first phase, the glucose molecule will be completely broken down into the two molecules of the pyruvic acid. And in the second phase, the pyruvic acid will be completely oxidized and it will give us the product of the carbon dioxide, water and with the release of the energy. And you can see the reaction that is given below. Anaerobic respiration, also known as fermentation processes. Anaerobic respiration means in the absence of oxygen. The respiration or the process of respiration that is carried out in the absence of oxygen is known as anaerobic respiration. In the absence of oxygen, the glucose is incompletely oxidized with less amount of energy released. It means that like aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration is also based on the two phases. The first phase is exactly same like the aerobic respiration, in which the glucose molecule will be completely broken down into the two molecules of the pyruvic acid. I have told you earlier about the pyruvic acid formula, that is 3C. So two molecules of 3C will be formed. But the second phase is a little bit different from the aerobic respiration. In second phase, the pyruvic acid will be not completely oxidized. As for the aerobic respiration, in the second phase, the pyruvic acid was completely oxidized. But anaerobic respiration, the pyruvic acid will be not completely oxidized, but it will give us the product of the ethyl alcohol or the lactic acid. Why it is not completely oxidized? It is not completely oxidized because some of or many of the CH bonds are left unbroken in the products. You can see in the ethyl, like if you just think about the ethyl alcohol, so its formula is C2H5OH. So most of the CH bonding are left unbroken, and same is the case with the lactic acid. Classification of anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is further classified as alcoholic fermentation. I have told you in the next slide, in the previous slide, that the product of the anaerobic respiration will be either ethyl alcohol or either it will be lactic acid. So first we will be discussing the alcoholic fermentation, that how ethyl alcohol is formed. Now, alcoholic fermentation usually take place in bacteria or yeast, right? In this type, pyruvic acid is further broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. If the reaction is actually carried out in bacteria or the yeast, so then the pyruvic acid will be not completely oxidized, but it will give us the product of the alcohol, that is C2H5OH along with the carbon dioxide molecule. You can see pyruvic acid is giving us ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide. Come towards the lactic acid fermentation. It occurs in skeletal muscles of humans and other animals during extreme physical activities. It also happens in bacteria present in milk. What does it mean? It means that if, like when we are at rest, right, so we don't need any extra amount of the energy, but when we are running or we are carrying out the physical activities, or we are running, or we are doing any kind of exercises, then at that time we will be needing some extra energy. So from where that extra energy is coming? It is actually coming from the skeletal muscles that is producing the pyruvic acid, and in turn the pyruvic acid is producing the lactic acid. So lactic acid production take place in the muscles during physical activities, extreme physical activities. And when we are producing or when we are making yogurt from the milk, so the bacteria that is responsible for making the yogurt, that is the lactic acid, right? So students, this was your today's lecture. Hope you find it easy and interesting. Thank you so much.